And welcome fans to the Grand Center, welcome fans to the Averett Sports Network, and welcome fans to the USA South Conference Tournament Championship hosted by the number 1 seed Averett Cougars in the East. They will be going up against the number 1 seed in the West, Maryville College Scots. Maryville comes in on the year 25-6 regular season record. Undefeated. They haven't lost at all in conference play. They're 14-0 in USAC competition. The Cougars come in 18-15 this season, regular season play. And they've got just 2 losses, 14-2 in USAC competition. So both teams about even as you can get. And these are the best 2 teams from the East and the West. So this is going to be a great matchup here tonight for the conference tournament. Let's meet the starters here for this game. First, for Maryville College Scots, number 1, Dejanay Hester Taylor. Number 6, Meredith Boney. Number 8, Sadie McDaniel. Number 11, Aaron Wittenbach. Number 12, Breanne Sidner. Number 17 is Maggie Matthews. And number 23, the freshman libero, Natalie Watts. Now, let's meet the starters for the Cougars. First, number 1, Micah Patterson. Number 3, Lauren Mondrin. Number 5, Mackenzie Miller. Number 6 is Sarah Shropshire. Number 15, Morgan Barnes. And number 18, Madison Dedez, also starting, sophomore. Number 23, Samaya Mangum. The Scots come in maroon on black. The Cougars come in gold on blue. A great crowd for both teams here today. Maryville traveled very well here to the Grand Center in Danville, Virginia. And then the Cougars, of course, have that great home crowd advantage. So here we go, all the starting 6 for both teams making their way onto the court, getting ready for their last competition of the season. All the seniors know this is the last time they'll be on the court, so expect minimal mistakes here. Mackenzie Miller with the opening serve. Ball goes out of bounds. That was number 11, Wittenbach, trying to make something happen there for the Scots. Just too much power. So the Cougars pick up the first point. Serve right at Wittenbach, and Morgan Barnes right back at the Scots. So the Cougars take on the first 2 points of this evening. Mackenzie Miller, that's 3 in a row for the Cougars. You got to think a timeout is coming soon from Coach Candace Schramm. Schramm in her 34th season at Maryville. The Cougars head coach Danny Miller in his 25th season here. So a lot of tenured coaches on the court this evening. Patterson able to get up under it. Mangum keeps it alive. The Cougars have to go over. Montran sends it over. Great job by the Cougars. Great hustle. And that point will go to the Cougars. That comes off the hands of Sadie McDaniel. And that was Maryville finding Breanne Sidner, the senior outside hitter from Marietta, Georgia. And Sidner will step back to serve as Maryville finds their way onto the scoreboard. 4-1 they trail. Looking for Shropshire is the Cougars. Great job by Watts to get up under it. Looking for Sidner again. Ball goes out of bounds. Lauren Montran back to serve for the Cougars. So that serve goes out of bounds. That's a service error. A couple of substitutions coming in for Maryville. This is number 14, Allison Botts, and number 1, Dejanay Hester Taylor, the senior middle out of Homewood, Alabama. 3-point deficit here for the Scots. Looking for Mangum. Mangum too much loft, not enough direction. Ball goes out of bounds. So Maryville quickly cuts that lead down to just 2. A lot of energy down there on the court. You can feel it up in the broadcast booth. Great dig by Montran there. And Shropshire had to try and get it over off of the awkward look at the ball there, and the ball just sails out of bounds. So a 1-point game. Maryville has been on a tirade here. That's Botts still serving. Now it's Miller trying to find Barnes. But McDaniel able to do a good job of standing in front of it. Going back to Barnes is Miller, and the Cougars pick up the point that time. So this will bring on seniors Harper Scolo and Madison Dedez into the game for the Cougars. Miller going Shropshire, out of bounds. So Kelly Wendell subbing in for Maryville. Mangum. Miller looking and the defense of the Scots standing strong. This will send Boney, the sophomore, back to serve out of Knoxville, Tennessee. 6'6", all knotted up here in the first set. Montran able to get her arms to it. Shropshire keeps it alive. The Cougars have to go over. They do. Boney found Maggie Matthews, the junior outside hitter, and Matthews found a point to put on the scoreboard. 7-6 now for the number 1 seed out of the West. Watts. Great dig by Montran there. Miller. And it is great direction there, playing right in front of the net. Substitution. This will be Meg Hopkins coming in for the Cougars. Seven here in the first set. And that was Watts trying to find Wendell. Cougars staying right in front of it. Ball goes out of bounds. Cougars point, 8-7. Cougars take the lead. And the Cougars pick up another point as Maryville was not able to step in front of that ball and really get enough height on it to make a good play on it. So 9-7, Cougars extend their lead back out to 2. Hopkins steps back to serve. Great dig by Hopkins, but she's not able to get all the way to it, so will not count. Maggie Matthews doing a good job at outside hitter, making it hard for the Cougars to make a play, and she will step back to serve. Served by Matthews. Miller looking Mangum. She had to stop her run to get to it. Montran. Miller looking to Dez. And that was Dejanay Hester Taylor sending it back at him, but that's Mackenzie Miller able to make something happen, the junior setter. What a service. Oh, what a service error. That ball just lands out of bounds. Great call there by the Maryville Scots teammates to stay away from it and let it sail out of bounds. Nevertheless, this is freshman libero Natalie Watts out of Alabaster, Tennessee. Mangum. Miller looking to Dez. Great job by Maryville to stay in front of it. Cougars have to go over here. Mangum does just that. Watts able to get up under it. Great dig there by Meg Hopkins, able to get her hands up under it, because that was a great no-look touch by Boney. And now Montran sends the ball over. Montran. Miller. Mangum has to get it over. Looks like it comes off the ball of her hand there, the ball on the palm of her hand, and it hits the net. 10-10. Watts up to serve. Maryville able to keep it alive. Montran gets it up. Cougars have to go over. Patterson does just that. Boney tried to find Wittenbach. Montran tries to paint the lines but goes outside, so Maryville picks up another point. Wants back to serve. That's Boney. We're looking for Matthews that time. And Montran able to pick up a point for our Cougars. Patterson back to serve for the Cougars now. All knotted up at 11 in the first set. Barnes did a good job in front of the net, but Maryville able to stay alive. And that ball stays inbounds for a Scots point. I want to say that was number 12, Brianne Sidner, picking up the point there. Back to serve is Sadie McDaniel. Ball goes out of bounds. So tied up again as Shropshire comes on for Meg Hopkins. Mackenzie Miller steps back to serve. And that's going to be a service ace from Mackenzie Miller. (13-12) for the number 1 seed out of the East. And that's a great job there by Sidner, the senior outside hitter. And she will step back to serve for the Scots. 13-13. Here's Maryville. Point goes to the Cougars. And other than the 4-point lead that the Cougars got out to start the first set, this has been a back and forth game. The lead hasn't grown much more than 2 points for either team. As Montran steps back to serve. And Maryville able to tie it up again at 14. Hester Taylor into the game, as well as Allison Botts. Botts will step back to serve. Service ace for Botts. 15-14 in favor of the Scots. Montran. Miller trying to go Mangum. Barnes trying to go way deep into the defense. Barnes right in front of the net doing a great job. Ball goes out of bounds. Cougars pick up a point. Tied up at 15. This brings on Mackenzie Miller and Harper Scolo. Scolo steps back to serve. Service ace for Scolo. (16-15) for the Cougars. And it is! Great reaction time there by Dedez. Timeout, Maryville. 17-15. Cougars lead it. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we are back here live, 17-15 off of the service ace from Harper Scolo. Back and forth these girls go. What a rally. And ball finally goes out of bounds. Scots pick up the point and cut the deficit to just 1. Barnes will come on for Scolo, and Patterson will make her way on. And then Wendell will make her way on for the Scots. This is Boney stepping back to serve. Patterson looking Mangum. Ball goes out of bounds on the Cougars. 17 knotted up. Miller looking to Des. And it looked like the ball was going to stay in bounds, but timeout. Cougars 18-17. Maryville up. We'll take another break, and we'll be right back live here in the Grant Center.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's time. tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Here we go, back live. Maryville out in front, 18-17 in the first set of play in the USA South Conference Tournament Championship game. As the Cougars pick up the point to tie the game, Meg Hopkins will come in for Sayre Shropshire, and she will step back to serve. Ball goes out of bounds. Maryville picks up the point. Miller looking Montran. Ball goes out of bounds. Just too much power. Another timeout called by the Cougars, 20-18. Maryville with a 2-point lead.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Both teams back on the court here in the Grant Center. This is Maggie Matthews back to serve for the Scots. They hold a 2-point advantage in this first set. Miller looking to Dez. Cougars going back to the Dez. They must really like the matchup. The Dez almost picks up a point there. 20-18, Maryville still with a 2-point advantage. Great job, Zamaya Mangum, as the Cougars stay alive in this one. 20-19, just a 1-point deficit now. Ball goes out of bounds. So all tied up at 20 apiece. This first set has been everything you'd expect in a championship match between two number 1 seeds. Not a lot of mental errors, just great volleyball. Dez trying to find a soft spot in the defense. Great play there. That was number 20, Kelly Wendell. Watts back to serve for the Scots. And Montran's going to pick up a point. 21-21. Patterson back to serve. Morgan Barnes back into the game as the Dez comes off. Mangum keeps it alive. Cougars have to go over here. Hopkins goes over. And what a great play there by Breanne Sidner, the senior, knowing where the Cougars were, catching them out of rotation. Montran, Miller, Barnes, point. 22 apiece. As Sarah Shropshire makes her way into the game, Mackenzie Miller steps back to serve. Hopkins comes off. And that ball comes off of the hand of a Cougar. Maryville able to get back up on the board, 23-22. They hold the lead here. Too much power from Lauren Montran, the sensational freshman. Timeout, Maryville, 23-23. We're knotted up in the first set.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Both teams at 23 points apiece here in this first set. Lauren Montran back to serve. Watts doing a good job of getting up under that. Ball goes way out of bounds. That time from Boney. Meredith Boney, the sophomore out of Knoxville, Tennessee. 24-23, Montran back to serve. Miller looking, Shropshire. Great job by Miller to stay in front of it. Great dig by Miller there. And that point will go to Meredith, double tap against the Cougars. And that will bring on Allison Botts, the senior. And Dejanay Hester Taylor. Both teams at 24 apiece. Service error against Maryville. That brings on the singers, Dedez and Scolo. 25-24, Cougars hold the lead. Ball goes out of bounds. Cougars pick up the point, and they take home set number 1, 26-24. A very close set. We'll be right back with set number 2 in a few minutes.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
And we are back here with the start of set number 2. The Averett Cougars take home set number 1, 26-24. A very close matchup. And Maryville takes home the first point. Montreux and Barnes both lead their teams in kills with 3 apiece. Maggie Matthews leads her team and the game with 4 apiece. And that's Matthews right there. Too much power for the Cougars to even react that time. And this will bring on Sadie McDaniel. And that's Mackenzie Miller picking up a point, acting as an outside hitter that time. Score now 2-1 in favor of Maryville. Maggie Matthews, again, trying to make something happen. Mackenzie Miller. The no-look touch over there. Two apiece. And that comes off of the hands of Maggie Matthews for a service ace for Miss Miller. Kenzie Miller making it really hard for Maryville to react off the serve. And that point goes to the Cougars. (4-2) is the score in favor of the Cougars. Miller back to serve. Miller, Montran. Maryville able to corral. And Montran tries to hit the splits while going for the dig, but Maryville, the location and power of that attack was just too good as they send Maggie Matthews back to serve. And that comes off the hands of the Cougars, so Maryville again doing a good job. Tied up at 4 apiece. Service error for Matthews. Great dig by Montran, but the Cougars not able to keep it alive, so Maryville, another good attack, making it really hard for the Cougars to react here. 5 apiece. Miller looking for Barnes. Barnes tries to push it towards the back line, and that's Dejanay Hester Taylor right in front of the net. (6-5) in favor of the Scots. Allison Botts back to serve. And that was Mangum trying to paint the back line there. Sends it out of bounds. A meeting of the minds is, it appears that one ref gives the points to the Cougars and another gives it to the Scots. So we're going to have to see what the official ruling is. Point goes to Maryville. So that makes it 7-5. Maryville with a 2-point advantage. And the front line of Maryville. Their defense right in front of the net, doing a fantastic job this evening. 3-point advantage, 8-5. And Maryville not even able to react that time. Miller getting really good at the no-look attack. This brings on Dez and Scolo. And the Cougars pick up another. That's 2 straight points. 8-7. The Cougars, just like that, erase a 3-point deficit. Now it's just a 1-point advantage for the Scots. Scolo back to serve. They were trying to find Hester Taylor, and Dedez right in front of the net sends it back to the Scots. 8-8. A great block by Dedez. And they find Hester Taylor that time, and she came roaring down the middle, calling for the pass that time, and they give it to her, and she's able to pick up a point for her team. This will bring on Wendell for the Scots and Patterson for the Cougars. This is Boney stepping back to serve for the Scots. And Mangum trying to go at a change of power that time, but the Scots right there ready for it. Boney with the serve. Miller finds Dedez, and Dedez finds a point to put on the board. 10-9. This brings on Meg Hopkins for the Cougars. Too much power, not enough control for the Cougars. 11-9, the Scots lead. So that's what's saying. Maggie Matthews back to serve. Ball sails out of bounds from Matthews, so the Cougars able to pick up a point. 10-11. Mangum back to serve. Great job by the Cougars that time. Maryville not able to get the attack over the net. 11-11. Hopkins keeps it alive, but the Cougars not able to rotate towards the ball. 12-11. So this will bring on Wittenbach and Watts for the Scots. Watts will step back to serve. Mangum keeps it alive. Miller looking, Montran. Great save there by Boney. Great attack by Dedez. What a kill by Madison Dedez, the senior. Sends Patterson back to serve, tied up at 12 apiece. Mangum able to send it over. Hopkins with a great dig. Ball stays inbounds for the Cougars. 13-12. Great attack by Maryville. Great design on the attack. And this brings on Sadie McDaniel in place of Wendell. sails out of bounds as that serve. Maggie Matthews not able to keep it in bounds, so Shropshire will come in place of Hopkins. Mackenzie Miller will step back to serve. 14-13, Cougars lead. (15-13) now. Almost a service ace there. But what a recovery in the attack for Maryville. Just a 1-point deficit for Maryville now. Sidner back to serve. Montran makes it happen. 16-14, Cougars out in front by 2. Montran back to serve. Ball goes out of bounds. Great job by Watts to duck under that ball as her team was yelling at her that it was going out. This brings on Hester Taylor and Allison Botts. Ball sails out of bounds against Maryville. Cougars pick up a point, and it's now 17-15. Great attack by Zamaya Mangum. Scolo back to serve. Dedez and Scolo both on the court. Cougars keep it alive. And it comes off of Scolo's hands the wrong way. 17-16 now. This brings on Patterson. This will send Meredith Boney back to serve for the Scots. Ball stayed inbounds. Great directional accuracy from the Scots. Knotted up at 17 apiece now. Boney back to serve. Ball goes out of bounds and Meredith picks up another. (18-17), the Scots lead in set number 2. Cougars keep it alive. Mangum able to get it over, had to fight through some traffic. Ball lands out of bounds off the hands of Shropshire. Timeout, Cougars. 19-17, Scots lead here in the Grant Center. And we are back. Coach Miller using the first of his 2 timeouts in this set 2. Boney, service error, hits the net. Cougars pick up a point, 19-18. Watts tried to keep it alive, but the ball sails out of bounds. 19-19, Cougars able to tie the game up out of the timeout break. Hopkins on the serve. Trying to find Dejanay Hester Taylor. She barely gets a fingertip to it. And that's the dad setting up Miller that time. Ball goes, stays in bounds. And Maryville picks up the point. This is Maggie Matthews back to serve. Miller looking to Dez. Dez almost able to pick up the point. I believe they're going to get him for a double tap. So 20 apiece. Three timeouts left between these two teams at 20 all. And Maryville able to pick up the point as they take the lead into the 20s, 21-20. Watts back to serve. Boney. And that was Boney finding Brianne Sidner. Sidner able to pick up the point for her team, 22-20. Got to think if Maryville gets another point here, a timeout will come. Watts back to serve. Montran bringing the heat. They're going to go right back to her. Cougars try to keep it alive, 23-20. Timeout, Cougars. Maryville holds the lead, 2 points away from taking home set number 2.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Three-point lead late in the second set for Maryville. They're 2 points away from even in the set score at 1 apiece. Coach Miller all out of timeouts. Montran, Miller. Gadez trying to find a point for her team. Watts sets up Sidner. Patterson able to get up under it. Miller looking to Dez again. Dez finds a point for the Cougars. 23-21 now. Patterson back to serve now. Hopkins. Miller. Almost finding hardwood. And that's Barnes making it happen. 23-22, excuse me. Maryville still leads it, but the Cougars find 2 straight points out of the timeout break. Mangum. Miller finds Barnes again. Cougars keep it alive temporarily. Almost a miscommunication, costing the Cougars a point. Ball stays in bounds. Great attack from Sidner that time. 24-22. Barnes, 24-23 now. Maryville holding strong with the lead in the 20s. And Maryville will take a timeout with a 1-point lead, 24-23. We'll be right back here in the Grant Center.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
And we're back. Cougars trail by 1. Maryville 24, Cougars 23 in set number 2. Miller back to serve. Watts able to get up under it. They're looking for Boney. Mondrian able to get up under it. They find Shropshire. Keeps it alive temporarily. Cougars need to go over. Barnes sends it over. And Miller almost losing his mind on the court. Maryville takes set number 2. Tied up in set play. 1 apiece. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity. Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete. On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Maryville takes set number 2. The Cougars took set number 1, so we're all tied up at 1 apiece. Miller back to serve for the Cougars. Neither team wanting to give up that first point. And Maryville takes home point number 1 of set number 3. Shropshire. And that's a miscommunication that'll drive a coach crazy. 2-0, Maryville leads. This is Sidner back to serve. And the Cougars pick up a point. That's Maggie Matthews trying to find something for her team. Miller goes right back to Barnes. 2-1, Maryville leads. Great attack there by Maryville, and they lead 3-1 now. Watts back to serve for the Scots. Miller, Barnes, finds Shropshire. Shropshire able to keep it alive. Front wall of Maryville stands strong. And Maryville picks up, the Cougars actually pick up a point. So the Cougars actually pick up that point. 3 points to 2 now as Scolo and Dedez come onto the court. Scolo will step back to serve. Service error against the Cougars. Now would be a good time to mention, as far as serving goes, I mean, the Cougars really hold the lead in serving quality. Service aces, the Cougars have 8, while Maryville only has 1 up until this point. And then service errors, the Cougars only have 3 compared to Maryville's 6, which would be now 7. Hopkins back to serve for the Cougars now. 4-3. Miller goes Mangum. Mangum runs right into the net. Matthews back to serve in favor of the Scots. Miller finds the Dez. Point goes to the Scots as that ball travels just out of bounds. Matthews not able to get it above the net, so the Cougars able to pick up a point there, 6-4. The Cougars trail by just 2. None of these sets have really been runaway sets for either team. They've been 1 point back and forth games. And that ball comes off the hands of the defenders for the Cougars. That was Montran and Dedez, and it goes out of bounds for a Scots point. This will bring on Hester Taylor and Allison Botts. Dedez trying to find the soft spot, goes out of bounds. Scots playing smart, 8-4. Dedez keeps it inbounds, able to paint that back line. 8-5, 3-point deficit for the Cougars as Barnes comes in for Dedez. Patterson on the serve, 8-5. Hester Taylor. And that point will go to the Cougars. Two-point game, and Patterson with a service error. McDaniel back to serve. That'll be a service error as that sails out of bounds. 9-7, 2-point game now as Shropshire will come in for Hopkins. For the Cougars, Mackenzie Miller steps back to serve for the number 1 team in the East. Another ball sails out of bounds from Maryville. Miller stepping back to serve. Coach Miller letting Mackenzie Miller know what to do with the serve here. (9-8), 1-point game. Barnes right in front of the net. Able to find the hardwood. Miller back to serve, 9-9. Timeout Maryville, 10-9. Cougars lead in set 3. Miller on the serve for the Cougars out of the timeout break. That's sitting there trying to find a point for her team, and she does as Miller runs into the scorer's table trying to keep that ball alive. Sitting there back to serve. Patterson able to get up under it. Miller looking monitoring this time. And that's Maggie Matthews, knowing what to do with the ball and knowing where to place it. Miller looking Barnes. And that point will go to the Cougars, 11-11. Montran back to serve. A lot of power on that serve there. Matthews, Patterson tried to keep it alive, but it just sails out of bounds off of her hands. 12-11 as Maryville takes control of the game again. Brianne Sittner leads her team and the game in kills. She's got 11 total kills on the game so far. That was just through the first 2 sets. Miller looking for Barnes. Maryville able to get up under it. Watts looking Matthews. Cougars do a good job trapping it. And Barnes' attack does not work. Watts back to serve, 13-11, 2-point lead here for the Scots. And the Scots on a run right here. I think this is a 4-point run that the Scots are on right now. Timeout, Cougars, 14-11, Maryville leads it here in set number 3. And we are back here. Natalie Watts back to serve for the Scots. She's got an assist and 7 digs this evening. 14-11. Maryville holds that 3-point advantage. And Maryville increases it to 15-11 now. Montran, Patterson, Cougars have to go over here. Shropshire does just that. Watts able to handle. That's Boney. Barnes looking Shropshire. Almost a point for the Cougars there, but the Maryville Scots able to hang on to it, and Barnes able to make it happen that time. The Cougars finally get back on the board and stop that run of the Scots. 15-12 now. Cougars trail by 3. Out of bounds as Maryville had to make something happen in rotation. Ball goes out of bounds. Another point for the Cougars. Another point for the Cougars. That makes it 15-15. Score is all 16 apiece. Meg Hopkins onto the court to serve. Another point for the Cougars here, 17-16. Cougars with the 1-point advantage here in set number 3. Maryville able to tie it up. Back and forth we go. So 18-17 now. The Cougars take the lead, and as I mentioned, we go back and forth between these two teams late in the game. You're going to see that. Neither team taking too crazy of an advantage. Patterson able to send it back across, and I think she took that one to the face, and the Cougars pick up another one. 17-19. Cougars out in front by 2 as Patterson is on the court cracking up. And the Cougars pick up another 2017. Timeout Maryville, 2017. Cougars lead in set 3. .2017 is the score. Cougars out in front here in this third set. Watts able to keep it alive. Let's see what the Scots can do here to get back in this set. Ball goes out of bounds as the Cougars were going right to Montran the whole time in that rally. 21-17. Ball sails just out of bounds. Can't blame Mangum there. There was a little deception with that serve. Great play by Scotch, though, to not touch it and let it go out of bounds. And is able to pick them up a point, stop the momentum of the Cougars. They send Bots back to serve, 21-18. Looking for Sidner is the Scots. Ball goes out of bounds and the Scots pick up a point. (21-19). And that serve goes out of bounds, 22-19. Look at the first two sets. The Cougars won the first set 26-24 by a score of 2, and Maryville won the second set by a score of 2, 25-23. This is not, neither team is not, it's not about who's the better team, it's about who's going to make the last mistake late in the game. And that's Esther Taylor bringing the fire right at the net, 22-20. Sadie McDaniel back to serve here for Maryville. And that goes out of bounds, so that makes it a 1-point game. Maryville able to work their way back into this game. Just a 1-point game now with McDaniel back to serve. And Maryville ties it up at 22 apiece after being down by 5, I think. Cougars call a timeout, 22-22, set number 3 here in the Grant Center. And we are back here. 22-22 is the score as Maryville worked their way back into this game. And the Scots pick up another. That makes it 23-22. Scots on fire right now. Cougars have to do something out of this timeout break to stop them, or else they'll give up set number 3. The Scots rampaging through the end of this third set. (24-22). The Cougars could use a point right here. Scots looking to close out set number 3 right here. And that lands inbounds. 25-22. Scots win set number 3. We'll be right back here with the 4th set here in the Grant Center.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus, and why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
And we are back here in set number 4. Maryville has the lead with 2 sets to 1. For the Cougars, this is the elimination set. It's win or the season's over for the ladies in gold. Maryville went on an insane run at the end of set number 3. Maryville keeps that run going here in set number 4 as they lead 3-0. They keep Sadie McDaniel back to serve. She closed out the game in the last set. Ball goes out of bounds. So the Cougars finally catch a break. Hopkins back to serve. Maryville does a good job of staying alive after the no-look over from Miller. Nice rally right here, 3-1. Maryville leads it. Dedez trying to push back line. Matthews goes out of bounds. So 3-2, Cougars catching some momentum now. Cougars pick up another. That's a service ace for Miss Hopkins. 3-3. Almost another service ace. And the Cougars pick up the point. Four points to 3 is the score. Cougars out in front. This brings on number 16, Rihanna Tildesley. Cougars pick up another. Now the Cougars are on a big run here. A 5-point run to be exact. (5-3). Hopkins still back to serve. Montran doing a good job staying in front of it. Mangum keeps it in bounds. 6-3 now. Now the Cougars crowd is getting loud. And that's going to be a service ace this time, 7-3. Cougars off to a 7-point run. Maryville has to take a timeout. We'll be right back here at the Averett Sports Network. And we are back. The Cougars on a 7-point run. And they lead 7-3 here in this fourth set. Miller able to keep it alive, send it over. Watts looking to set something up for Sidner. Hopkins able to stay in front of it. Dedez picks up the point for the Cougars. 8-3. Miller looking for Matron right down the middle. Watts able to stay in front of it. Great attack there by Meredith Boney. And finally, Meredith puts an end to the 8-point run of the Cougars. This brings on Maggie Matthews of the Scots. Sitting there back to serve. Off the service ace now. Cougars almost lost the ball in rotation. 8-5, they lead by 3. And now Meredith on a 3-point run. Ball goes out of bounds against the Cougars. 4-point run now for Meredith as they lessen that gap. 8-7 now. Cougars with just a 1-point lead. Mangum does not get the loft on it that she needs, and it runs right into the net. 8-8. Timeout, Cougars. We're knotted up at 8 apiece here in the 4th set.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunities. Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
We're bottled up at 8 points apiece for the 2 number 1 seeds. Meredith, the number 1 seed out of the West. The Cougars, the number 1 seed out of the East. The Scots come in 25-6 on the season, undefeated in conference play coming into this game. The Cougars come in 18-15 in the regular season, 14-2, just 2 losses when it comes to conference competition. Ball goes out of bounds, so that ties it up at 9 apiece now. Watts back to serve. Miller, I think Miller was looking for Dedez, and Dedez was trying to loop around Miller. Miscommunication. Nevertheless, that ends in a point for the Scots. Watts back to serve. hits the net. Great return there from Miller. 10 apiece now. Patterson back to serve. And that point will go to Meredith, 11-10 now. Ball goes out of bounds. Cougars point, 11-11 now. Back and forth we go. Shropshire in the game for Hopkins. Barnes, nice accuracy off the attack there, 12-11. That's Boney looking for Matthews. Boney looking for Matthews again. Point goes to the Cougars as that ball was out of bounds. (13-11). Cougars out to a 2-point lead. Miller back to serve. Sidner able to get up under it. Boney looking to go back to Sidner, and the Cougars pick up another point. Timeout. Maryville. 14-11, the Cougars lead here in set number 4. The Maryville Scots lead in set play 2-1, but they trail in set number 4. 14-11, 14-12, excuse me. They score faster than I can talk. This will send Matthews back to serve. That point will go to Maryville. Miller looking to go to Montran. Maryville able to stay up under it. Cougars trying to push the back line. Maryville able to stay in front of it. Maryville picks up another point. That's Kelly Wendell. Matthews steps back for Maryville. 14-14. Maryville ties it up. Miller looking for Barnes, and she finds a point. Now Sidner. Cougars, or Maryville, excuse me, keeps it alive. Now the Cougars have to hustle. Cougars arguing that the line judge said it was out of bounds. Coach Miller arguing in favor of his team. Nevertheless, Maryville back to serve now, 15 apiece. Ball goes out of bounds from Maryville. 16-15. Cougars lead. This brings on to Dez and Scolo of the Cougars. Maryville picks up another point there, 16-16. Miller trying to find Hardwood. Ball goes out of bounds, 17-16, Cougars. This brings on Hopkins to serve. Sidner able to keep it in bounds on the back line of the Cougars. 17 apiece, back and forth we go. Sidner will step back for the Scots. Point goes to Maryville. 18-17. Sidner stays back to serve, 18-17. Ball goes out of bounds. That's a service error. We're all tied up in set number 4. Maryville trying to get the ball across the net. Both teams scrambling for a point. And Maryville able to find a point after Mondrian hit the ball into the net. Watts with the good save for her team. Watts again right there. (20-18). Maryville leads. Timeout Cougars. Set number 4. And we're back. Natalie Watts up to serve for the Scots. 2018, they hold a 2-point advantage. That ball goes out of bounds. Cougars pick up a point. Cougars trying to take this to a 5th and final set. Maryville trying to end this now. Great serve by Patterson. The Scots able to keep it alive. And now we're all knotted up at 20 apiece. Patterson back to serve. Service ace for Micah Patterson. (21-20). Looking for Matthews was Maryville. Now it's Barnes almost finding hardwood there. Miller looking for Montran. Almost results in a point. Cougars, but Maryville able to pick up the point there. Or excuse me, the Cougars pick up that point. I misread the call from the judges. It was actually, yes, the point did go to Maryville. 21-21, excuse me. Boney back to serve. (22-21) now. Maryville out in front. Maryville can almost taste the trophy. The Cougars trying to stay alive, battling to stay alive here in this conference tournament championship. Ball stays in bounds. What an attack from Morgan Barnes. (22-22) in set number 4. (22-22) set 4. Maryville keeps going back to Matthews. Point off the hands of Montran. 23-22. Cougars lead late in the 4th set here. Shropshire finds a point for the Cougars, 24-22. This will bring in Mackenzie Markram, the senior, for the Scots. 24-22. Mackenzie Miller back to serve. Cougars trying to take this to set 5. Maryville trying to find Matthews. Nothing going. Right back to her. And Maryville finds a point that time. (24-23). Matthews back to serve, 24-23. The crowd here is loud. Looking for Montrez Miller. Maryville able to corral. They go right to Matthews. Great dig there by Miller. Ball stays in bounds, actually. Maryville picks up another point. We're all knotted up at 24 apiece here in the 4th set. Matthews back to serve for Maryville. Shropshire trying to make something happen, sent right back at her. Montran trying to make something happen. Maryville corrals. This is Sidner. Point goes to the Cougars, 25-24. Lauren Montrans just back to serve. Barnes able to get it over. Great job there by Miller. This is Boney. And a great job to find Wittenbach. And Wittenbach finishes it off, 25-25 now. Neither team wanting to go down in set 4. Serve comes across from Maryville. And that makes it 26-25 off the service ace from Maryville. Allison Botts back to serve. And just like that, Maryville wins the conference tournament championship off of a service ace from Allison Botts. 27-25, both teams fought valiantly. However, the number 1 seed out of the West, the Maryville College Scots, win the conference tournament championship, and they remain unbeaten in conference play. They hadn't lost a single conference game all season. Great fight by both teams of women.
Wellington, Amy Tima. From Averett, Lauren Montran. From Maryville, Meredith Bodie. From Averett, Mackenzie Miller. From Maryville, Maggie Matthews. From Averett, Morgan Barnes. And your 2019 USA South Tournament MVP from Maryville, Brianne Signer. Once again, let's congratulate our USA South All-Tournament team members. And now, the 2019 USA South Volleyball Tournament Championship Trophy goes to Maryville College.
We want to thank you all for joining us here at the USA South Conference Tournament Championship for volleyball. Again, your champions in this conference tournament championship was the Maryville College Scots. They were led by Brianne Sidner with 18 kills. She trailed right behind is Maggie Matthews with 12. And again, both teams fought very valiantly. The Scots were just a better team this evening, and they will walk away with the trophy, on a well-deserved trophy. And again, we want to thank you for joining us, and for everybody on behalf of the Sports Information Department and the USA South, my name is Eddie Glenn, and I want to wish you a happy rest of your weekend.